different link, yeah.
Yeah. Hello, all. Well, that was a coincidence. I don't know if some of you will see the new one that was with us. We're having a great interview. They've already messaged us and asked us not to bring up why what happened.
You got to go back and see.
Yeah, I'm going to, so I won't mention it on the stream.
For those of you who don't know and are just watching it for the first time, we had a guest from PANICd, guests, a couple, and talking about paranormal activities and ghosts and energies. And we had our power wiped out. So
I mentioned a certain place, and literally at that moment, everything shut out. And you guys know, I said from the beginning, I'm not a believer. And don't worry. I mean, there's still the realist thing in me going right now. But yeah, that was okay. Let's talk from YouTube ratings. That's one hell of a clickbait coming up. I can tell you that. So,
and those of you who were saying that we staged it, no, we didn't. You should have seen the faces. It's like, oh my god! And then the printer started to go wild because the electricity was going back and forth. And we did have a warning of high winds here. It's coming from down. From Ontario, it's coming up here. It's a little bit calmed down than it was in Ontario, but it's still high enough and sounds pretty creepy too. But
you sent them the link?
No, I can't send the link.
Oh,
have to send the link.
Right.
So
okay.
It just was a very coincidentally.
Yeah, that's
the wind.
I don't know what
today.
that was. That's crazy. Yeah, no, that. And like I said, I'm not. So if you think it's staged, or I think I'm going to, like, it was staged for me to say I didn't believe by the end I converted. No.
Like Ian was saying, Ian is in Montreal too. He can vouch for the storm.
One hell of a coincidence. That was just it.
That was.
And it's funny because it's the only place that I mentioned that I felt.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was kind of like confirming to you.
Yeah. Clickbait, whatever you want to call it.
Now I have a willies. Oh my god.
ADGH travels. Power outage was power outage. What outage? Not for the mighty Puša Studios. Oh god, you guys are funny.
Yeah, we just don't know how long it's gonna stay on because it probably was a branch on. Oh no.
I was surprised it came back on, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, you're taking off fast rides? Okay, well, thank you so much for coming. Sorry, we were going to get your question there for the. Oh, our guests are back here. I'm going to ask them in a minute, so stick around. Hey, guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Nice to see you.
You too. You guys did a great job while we were gone.
The audio is not working.
We didn't realize that we were still on at first until they're like, we could still see you. I thought when yours died, ours died too, but I guess not.
For a little bit, because it gives you time in case ours died to get back on, but it's a very short window, like just a couple of minutes. So we literally just missed the window that we could find the other one.
So sorry about that.
Oh, it's not a problem.
See, we were having a good time. I looked down, it was like 10:14. I'm like, whoa, that just went by quick.
I was gonna write part 2 on this one. I wrote Pat 2, so you can see how fastly we got a new channel a new stream going.
Oh my god, that was really interesting.
Yeah, don't say that A word anymore.
Yeah, they thought we staged it. So, and I told them I said that's not what happened, because then it looks like I said I wasn't a believer, and then at the end, and that'll kill all of our credibilities. So I stressed it's high winds. I know why, but it was one freaky coincidence. I said it's going to be one amazing clickbait video. This might finally get us to the top.
Yeah.
Was our live stream haunted?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and Black Star, you were right. Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
That was so
crazy. Rika, welcome, by the way.
I'm more shocked that we got our power back, because usually here when we get knocked out, it's not back on.
Crossed. What are we supposed to do here now?
Yes.
Activate this again, because my god.
Sorry for the interruption, guys.
Oh, that's okay. It happens. We had a storm blow through here probably about...
it was about 5 o'clock.
Yeah, about 5 o'clock. We were sitting in here. I was trying to get Google Hangouts working on here, and it started blowing. And we have some really big trees around our house here because we live in a park. Right. And it came down, but it went as quick as it came. But over... Her mom lives like maybe 5 minutes from here. There's some trees down over there. Luckily, we didn't lose them. That's a problem that we have around here. I don't know about you guys, but the ground is so saturated this time of year And these trees, we're talking 60-foot trees, easy, if not taller. And the wind just comes through and takes them down, and they're hitting houses. And it's been like that for about the last 4 or 5 years. It's pretty dangerous. So.
I apologize. Now with everything going on, I had a complete break. You guys are in Ohio?
Yes.
Northeast Ohio. We're in Youngstown, Ohio.
Oh, okay. We lived in Saskatchewan for a while, above North Dakota. That's where our youngest daughter was actually born. And it's so amazing as you go across this land. I mean, because Canada, US, same idea and all that. It's amazing as you go across all the different terrains you hit. Like here, we're very rocky, but not as rocky as like Ontario going over Michigan. And it's not part of the Canadian Shield, but it's still very rocky here. But yeah, in Saskatchewan, you know, it was a clay, and it would only take a mist. They call it a downpour. It was just like this little mist, and the ground would be like oatmeal for 3 days. It's like, how is this possible? You know, where we get them for days on end, like you guys as well.
Yeah. It's been a real wet winter too.
A bizarre winter.
Yeah.
Even in Europe, where Xenia's family lives in Latvia, I mean, even there it hit them. You know, they got bizarre weather. Everywhere you talk to is bizarre.
I was actually in Riga at one point. Where are you from?
Yes. How did you end up there?
I was there in 1994.
Wow, what a time to be there. Amazing. And what was your impressions?
I thought it was really nice. I was surprised at how very much like the United States different areas are. There's certain areas that they're definitely not like where I live, but there are other places that I was like, wow, that could be right here. So I was surprised. But I went to Riga for a couple days.
Wow. That's something you don't hear every day. That's
how long were you over there?
I was over in Russia, Latvia, Lithuania. We stopped in Sweden and Finland, and I was gone for 29 days.
Wow.
I did a little.
That was her senior
my
year?
senior year in high school, right after I graduated. I went with the People to People program from here in the United States, and we went over to meet different people, and we went
for that time.
You were catching
1994, right after, 3 years after our independence, and quite a time of and
yes, I remember when I was going, my mom, she said that she stood in the airport because at that time you were allowed to go right up to the gate and say goodbye to people.
Can't do that now.
Can't do that now. But
she
went and she said, I can't believe I'm sending my child to Russia, you know, and that was,
it was quite a time, especially I can only imagine from here, you know, everything with you guys, you know, in States and Canada, you guys seen more of what was going on over there than we got to see, right? Because of propaganda, we had limited information on what was actually going on. So you had more wary probably thoughts about what was there, you know, than us. And it was quite an interesting time. And I don't get to hear too often people that has visited Riga in general, and especially so that's amazing. It's a
small world.
So
small world.
And
it
has changed through the years too. Like even us now going back sometimes to visit my relatives, it has very Europeanized. I don't know even how to say it, but it has a different feel to it definitely than if you would go now, you would feel it and see it different than it was in 1994 for sure. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing to me when I was there. It really was, because there were so many things that were the same. And I expected it to be so different because, you know, I'm over here, I'm in America, and I'm going over there, you know, and people are people.
That's right.
You know,
that's so true. And that's the biggest thing you learn. The more you travel, the more you realize just how much people are the same. The building might be a bit different. The food might be prepared a little bit differently, but in the end, people are people. They pay bills, they go to school, they work.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay, so I have to ask you, when I was there, all over in Russia and everywhere, there was this soup. And it wasn't the borscht. It was the one with the half of the egg that floats in it. Do you know what that is?
The cold soup? Was it
No,
cold?
I don't remember it being cold. I think it was warm.
Yeah.
But it had this egg that floated in it.
Yeah. There are two versions, so I wonder which one. If it was warm, that's soup made out of sorrel.
Okay.
You know what is sorrel?
It's a plant.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. But I don't know exactly.
Well,
I haven't used it as a spice or anything. But
no, you just chop it off like greens. You collect it.
Okay.
You can collect it in the fields, like wherever it grows, and then just chop it and throw it in like you would kale or any other green. And it has a little bit of sour taste to it. And it's called sorrel soup. And
Okay.
that's basically what it has is just that, and sometimes some grains in it. And you put half of the egg in it, and sometimes there's boiled potatoes on the side that you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't have the potatoes on the side, but I definitely had that soup several times, and I'm like,
Sounds
I don't
yummy.
know what that is.
It's very hearty because sometimes they put like when you boil it, we don't really have bacon per se, but it's like a thicker bacon, more with the fat. We'll put the piece in it while it boils, so it has all that fat in it, right? But it doesn't really have meat like 'cause it's more of that greenery there. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. Wow.
Sorry, we're just trading recipes now.
Go ahead, wake me up when you're done.
My mother was terrified when I first went over too, and she was all worried because when Xenia and I, a lot of our followers know, we met on a video game in the mid 2000s. That's how we got to know each other.
Okay.
And just stayed friends. And then when everything was done here, and I had a son here and all that stuff, and I said, well, I'm going to go over for a couple of months. And my mother was terrified. She's like, you're going to go to Russia and you're going to get kidnapped. It's going to be a setup. I was like, we've talked for a year. I think I've seen her more on Skype than I've ever seen anybody in my life. And she was like, she thought she was throwing me the wolves, and I'm like, it's all good. It's not the way it was 30 years ago. Update your calendar. And I liked it there. It was fun. I love Soviet history. I have such a love affair with that time, even though it wasn't a nice time for people living in it. Because I always said that was kind of my World War II. That's the one that I grew up with. That's the one I remember was part of. I seen what happened.
Yeah.
I don't like being told what to do. So it was a place I was told I was never going to be able to see. So Xenia, no, I didn't pick her because she's from Latvia, but it was definitely a bonus.
All right. Well, that was kind of fun. Yeah, I never would have expected that. Now. I know.
Funny how and now that we're together, and that happens with a lot of people from small countries, especially when you watch the Olympics and you hear all these things, you will hear these countries, but you don't pay them much attention until you meet a person from there.
Yes.
And now on Facebook, every time the Olympics or anything happens, I just seen the Latvian team, they're doing well in the badminton. Like everybody's like coming in like ticker tape, like they discover new land or something.
And now I hear it too, like on the radio. I mean, obviously, Canadian team on hockey won the pre-qualifier in World Hockey Championship, but they played with Latvia, and they were talking about that on the radio. So I'm like, oh, how sweet. And yes, by the way, World Hockey Championship is starting today, so in Denmark.
Yeah,
it's a big thing over there. I know it's not here, but over there it is. Yeah, there's a lot of, I think, partly because of all the, I wouldn't call it really pagan, but more of that traditional legend talk about the exchanging energies, about bad and positive and negative energy, a lot of beliefs into that, how it influences your life, because although Christianity is a big part of it and the biggest is Catholicism there, at the same time it somehow very seamlessly exists together with this traditional folk.
Just got another flash.
And all of that belief into energies as well. So that's why it has been like embedded in me since I was little, because we always talked about it as part of our everyday life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we having
I'm watching there because I seen a couple of flickers, so I don't know. I'm crossing every finger I got.
Yeah, well, if we go over, we are very happy to have you.
Yes, I want to say that, and I do want to take this opportunity right now, and we're not Canadians, but just in case it does go out, how much we appreciate it tonight with you guys, like your time and your stories and your I really appreciate your genuineness to what you do. That's what won me over tonight with you guys. I got to say that. I really, really was intrigued because it's not a subject that I'm so not fond of. It's not really tickles my face. But with you guys, I actually enjoyed hearing more of the process about it and your integrity with it. That's what I wanted to say.
So you need to go out ghost hunting with us.
Hey, I'm up with it. If I'm down there, you got a partner. I'll go.
Hey, we could come up there, man. I don't have a problem.
But thank you very much too.
Maybe you guys can come to Montreal sometime. There's got to be some haunted places around here. A collaboration.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
See, the old port is really they do have. I think there's a company here that does ghost or haunted tours, so to say, through Old Port. I don't know how legit it is. Never been on it, but there has been a lot of history I have read online as well about Old Port. So.
Yeah, I love going on ghost tours when we go to locations.
That's our favorite.
Because how legit they are, it doesn't really matter.
It's just the
because they're going to give you some stories. They're going to tell you they're going to spin you a big yarn, but there's something in there that is based on a fact, and then we'll go and we'll look that up and we'll say, okay, well, this did happen and blah blah blah. But I enjoy going around to those buildings and seeing who's saying what about what location. It gives us a start.
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, you're paying for a good storyteller. Even if nothing's true, you are getting what you paid for.
And they're not really that expensive.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're really not. You $10, you get to walk around a night and they tell you like this person got, this happened here and that happened there and this happened there. And then we're like writing everything down or recording it or something. And then we'll go back and try to piece it together. Could this been true? Was this true? No, yeah. Well, that kind of thing. Now we've been on some that are just, but most of the ones that we go on, they're really good, and you get some history that you don't hear on the day tours.
You get to see the city at night. You get a walking tour, and usually like 5 times cheaper than going around on a horse and buggy. I mean, story and everything. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
You actually won me over on that. Now the next time we travel somewhere, I want to do it for that because I was always like, I don't want to hear the but I never thought of it that way before.
I'll give you a good example. We were in Dallas, and I spent 3 days in Dealey Plaza. Okay. I was just down there. I was all over the place. And we did the tour. It was following Oswald or something, all the different places and everything like that. And then we did a ghost tour. And I didn't realize, and you don't really realize when you go to these places, the different things that's taking place. We went to the Higginbottoms something or other, whatever. And here, Clyde from Bonnie and Clyde worked there. It was the Sunshine Cracker Factory at the time. He worked there. The original, you guys have Spaghetti Warehouse?
I know of it, not here, no, but
okay. The original Spaghetti Warehouse was there, and there's paranormal claims there. But we learned all this on the ghost tour, not on, Dealey Plazas. Normally you relate to JFK and all that stuff, but it's just amazing the stuff that you can pick up. And we didn't even realize it was there. There was one place we ate every night was in that tour. It was an awesome steakhouse. And we just went back the whole time we were there. But
we have a habit of doing that. We find some place we like and
just keep going.
When you got kids, you don't get to go out all the time. So when you get out, you don't want to screw it up. So it's like trusted.
Especially when you have kids, it's too expensive to mess up.
I know. There's nothing kills it. And I always then regret, why didn't I order the other thing on the menu? And then I'll do that the next time. And I was trying to think too, and I'm going to look it up after the Ottawa, capital of Canada, the Parliament building. I think every so often they offered like a ghost tour through the Parliament building itself, and they go up into all the old rooms and stuff like that. And
that's cool.
When you could get to do the behind the scenes stuff,
that's awesome.
That's amazing.
The stuff that the normal person doesn't get to see, even if it's hogwash, you still got to go into that room and you get to see all of these artifacts and just walk in the grounds where famous people were walking. And
now I'll get this story completely wrong, and I'll only tell it in a minute, and anybody will be able to correct me. Ottawa has a tulip festival every year, and the reason why is we have a big connection with the Netherlands, because during World War II, it was the princess,
yeah.
the princess of the Netherlands. They were under attack, and they brought her over here, and she had to give birth to her child, which she was pregnant with, on Netherlands soil for him to be able to take over the crown. So there's one room that was turned for one day. They gave it over to the Netherlands so that baby could be born. On Netherlands soil. So every year they send a barge of tulips to Ottawa to say thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they have it going in May, and they plant them all over the city and that. Yeah,
I love it.
Normal, but just something.
See, those are those historical things that we love to find out.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I thought maybe that one, like I said, it doesn't really tie into paranormal, but I thought it'd still be interesting.
Absolutely.
There's another thing too that we found with the paranormal. You know, we like to share that stuff. She's into science and forensics. I'm into technology, but we love history. I mean, I think we missed our calling of being history teachers. But when you try to teach stuff to people that is historical or something like what you just talked about, to kind of share that, we found that by putting a paranormal spin on it, it makes people listen a little bit, you know. And you know,
we teach them
do paranormal investigations
when they don't realize they're being taught.
Yeah, and that's the best way to
teach without them knowing it, you know. So
that's a real great gift you give them. That's amazing.
Well, I think it gets their attention. You know, it's something. It always piques interest. So for sure,
especially for young minds, because history's a hard one to throw at. I liked history, but not everybody does. And if you don't, or you don't know you do yet, it's a hard biscuit to throw at them. So I think that would definitely do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People shut down when you think that, you know, they think you're trying to teach them, you know.
Yes.
That kind of thing
kind of brings a little bit more of their everyday, because I mean, you know, it's not video games, but it gives them a little more of that kind of bigger than life character that they play when they go home. I really think that's a great way to connect with them. That's really cool.
So I have a question for you. What video game was it that you guys were playing that you met on?
A game called Second Life.
Second Life? I know that game.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's a big game, and basically everything you have in real life. We were talking about it last night. We were describing it. Everything you have in real life is in this, but virtually. And they have stores where you can buy furniture. They had Catholic churches with actual priests that would give masses with 3 avatars sitting down at the mass. AA meetings.
Do they have haunted houses?
Sorry? Haunted houses?
Yeah, I'm sure there was tons of stuff like that.
What mostly stunned me is the graphic. Like it was so real for that time. It was unbelievably high quality graphic. You know, I couldn't believe how real it was.
Say you were a programmer and I'm a graphic designer. Well, I would maybe like design a couch or do a 3D model, and then say you did the graphic design for the material on it, and then you could program it that when you sit in it would recline that, and you'd walk from house to house. You'd rent land, or you'd buy land and then rent it out and make money off of it. And people would build virtual houses, have their own little property. It was a weird, I could see where people got sucked into it. Like, I was like, this guy, you only go in this with one toe. We met when the game first starts, where they always drop you in the same place. And we just stayed friends and talked, messaged and then talked on Skype and stuff like that.
Well, how can't you believe into, well, you can call it mystical or karma or paranormal, but, you know, what are the chances out of all the million people that are on, you know, us being completely different places, to be dropped in this thing at the exact, you know, second at the same time? It's quite a...
It was good. It was lucky. It was a good thing. Yeah.
So you got to believe in some of it.
Yeah, the only game that I ever played was... Titanic.
Oh,
and it was because it had like this historical item to it. Like you had to try to save the Titanic.
Oh,
that was the only video game I ever played.
Did you ever save it?
No, it always sunk. Time, yeah, it sunk every time.
Game, and I got to know you a bit. I'm like, she's gonna throw something that I never guessed. We're gonna hear like Grand Theft Auto or something. It's all like with a complete tailspin.
GTA 5.
Yeah, exactly. I've never played anything else except one of the. So, touche, you got me. But the Titanic game, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was really cool. There was this one spot in it where you had to go down and go into the coal rooms, and you had to get this book. I think it was a book. And if you came out with it, there was somebody there and they would kill you, but you had to get this book. So I figured out that if I hid it in another coal bin and I went out, they see me leave, and then I'd go back in and get it, and like I'd come out and they were gone, and I would live, you know. So I learned that trick, but I still never managed to keep it from sinking.
Well, you gave it your best. That's all you
did.
So what do you guys think? You guys are videographers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of our set?
I love it.
Oh my God! Yeah, people were commenting at the beginning of our previous stream how much they love your setup there. Yeah.
So this is Boris. Okay. Our parapeeps. That's what we call our followers. We put it out on Twitter to name him. He's actually the guy that we channeled to do the ghost tours and folklore. So his little voice, I don't know if you guys saw any of those. It's actually Boris. And you can't see it, but above Boris's head, I'll tell you that in a minute. This guy right here is a big ghost costume. This is the mascot for Dark Shadow Ghost Tours. It's Glenn the Ghost.
Okay.
So it's a big costume. Okay, so now above Boris, which you can't see, is actually artifacts from an archaeological dig that Marianne participated in, where they relocated how many graves?
117 graves.
117 graves dating back to
1804.
Yeah.
1800 to 1804.
So up above there are pieces of coffins and photographs and stuff like that. But
that's cool.
Yeah, so this room we've kind of set up as our paranormal research creepy stuff room.
By bringing them in, you don't think you brought anything with you, like no energy?
No,
because
they liked me.
And our house is blessed too by a Catholic priest. So
I
if
worked
something
really
came
hard.
in, it didn't cross over the threshold before it was brought in. So
yeah, I worked really hard at the site, and every day I'd go, and while I was digging them out of their graves, I would talk to them and everything. And
wow,
I did some teaching there because you know, the other grave diggers, our archaeologists, they didn't have a science background, so they're like, I don't know, what bone is this, what should I mark this as? So I brought a picture of a skeleton and I showed them all, you know, all the bone names and everything. And so I worked really hard, and the guy who was in charge of it, he let me have some of the grave arches from one of the graves, so that's one of the pieces that I have back there. But all the bones and everything, I actually went to the reinterment ceremony, and we put them in the ground and covered them up. And
should we let another secret go on their show that we won't say on ours?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
I
don't know. It depends.
What's underneath Glenn the Ghost?
Oh, underneath Glenn the Ghost, there in the corner, is actually a replica of an Apollo spacesuit.
Signed by Buzz Aldrin.
Signed by Buzz Aldrin.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you get that?
Well, my wife likes to spend money.
So they have these you know, things that they put on at NASA at some of the space museums, and they sell different pieces of old pieces of shuttle tiles and, you know, coils and things like that. And you can buy that kind of stuff. And they also had some of these. It was around the time when Apollo 13 movie came out, and this suit was made by the company that made the suits for the Apollo 13 movie. But they had several of the different astronauts that went ahead and signed them, and so I got one that Buzz Aldrin signed. And in fact, it's over there on the other side. I actually have a space jumpsuit from the Mir space station. One of the guys that was on the Mir space station, I have one of his little like exercise outfits. It's not like a real outside type thing like the Apollo spacesuits. It's one that they would have worn inside the whole time. So that was kind of cool.
Do you have like a separate hobby, more interested to space and astronomy?
No, my dad was very into space when we were growing up, so it's like a little thing. I would take my dad to the space museums in the summertime, and we'd go to the auctions and things like that, and see what they had and what they had to sell and things like that. And we'd go and get astronaut signatures together. Wow. So that was just like a thing I did with my dad.
Well, still do.
But I do, you know, I'm a science person, so it kind of ties in there as well.
That's really amazing. Wow. I kind of left.
That's quite a.
we have a goal on this show is always to not to let people feel comfortable enough and open up enough. They'll share something that people don't get to see when they watch them.
Yeah.
And when we ended, we were getting to know you guys, but lots about what you do. And I felt bad, especially for that. We never had to. So I'm really glad that we got to do this now.
Because there is so much more, you know, behind the channels. And yes, sometimes it is a big part of our lives, like you guys, is ours because we do video and photo in our everyday lives, and you have a big part of your life in paranormal as well. But oftentimes people don't get to know what is behind it, you know, and I think that's what we like so much about this.
Well, that was kind of our mission with it. That was the mission of our channel, kind of thing. Like, was to open people up. We always believe that if you get to know somebody better, you'll be more of a dedicated subscriber to them.
Yeah.
You know, you'll appreciate more of their videos. You'll put more into the comments, and it'll make a better bond.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do with our live feeds that we do on Saturdays. We've only done, well, this is number 6 coming up tomorrow, but just to kind of just, you know, go freestyle, you know, so people get to know us, ask us whatever questions, you know, they have, that kind of thing, you know, but we like to have a topic that we want to talk about, and then we open it up. But I've you know, I mentioned earlier our main company, which, you know, working for a school district is great because you get time off when the school's out. But I do internet marketing and social media stuff for small businesses with the main company. And I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. I have these.
Keep going.
I have these lapses. I forgot what I was going to say.
I do the exact same thing.
I know what it was. Like, as far as Twitter and Facebook and that kind of stuff goes, I got that figured out. But I've always had trouble trying to figure out YouTube. You know, how to get YouTube to work and how to get the subscribers and how to build that community on YouTube. And we really only started working our channel November. Yeah. And we created the channel in 2010, had 22 subscribers in November. And I've been obsessed with, I'm going to figure this YouTube thing out. And it's been a struggle. You know, it really has. You put so much time into those videos and you know, doing all that. I'm like to a point where I love the subscribers and I love getting the numbers, but I just want to focus on documenting what we're doing and quit looking at the numbers.
And that's what I walk away from, because it's very addictive. And it kind of slaps me now, because I'll be out in the car, we'll be getting groceries, I'll always have my analytics running, and it's like I'm watching it like stock quotes.
Yeah.
That's part of the obsession with it, because we only had 42 subscribers on the beginning of February.
Wow.
And we hit 1,430 almost. Yeah.
But I agree.
But it was a lot of pushing, and it was a lot of, thank God the ad apocalypse happened. I know people don't like hearing that, but it really worked out for small channels like us, because before there was a real taboo and ever asking somebody to come and see what you do. And I don't mean thumb up like 26 and that gibberish, but actual, you know, I go on a train, want to be able to even write a paragraph and say, I love what you're doing. You know, I've done some train videos. I hope you can come by, because you get flagged. There was there's a lot of them that would do that to you. So you had to be very, very cautious on who you ask.
Yeah.
And it's now opened up the gates. I believe, I kind of said the other day, my personal opinion is, you're not going to like it. You got to do what you got to do to get 1,000 subscribers. I always say get 1,100, because then you got a bit of a padding, and put whatever you can out to get to 4,000. But after 1,100 subscribers, then start getting pretty picky, because then you're going to build up. You already had your core. You're going to have your filler, and you're going to maybe keep 30% of those if you're lucky. They're slowly going to fade away. So really start picking your core, but pick them good and keep at it. Like, don't leave it go, because they'll fade away in the next 6 months, those guys.
It gets kind of like discouraging, you know? Yeah. It's like that last Ghost Stories and Folklore I did. I worked on it Sunday for 6.5 hours. Working on that video, and it came out, and when it first came out, like for the first 3 days, and they say your first 3 days is where you get your velocity, whether that video is going to rank or not. I think I had 12 views for 6.5 hours. And then Marianne's telling me, you started doing this to relax and enjoy yourself. So just quit worrying about the numbers and just keep doing it and keep trying to put out better videos and I'm trying to teach myself that, but it gets discouraging when you put that time in it and boom, 12 views.
I like my videos. Sometimes, like, I've done editing. There's one, our first one, Joe and Hank's wedding. That's got to be, it's up in the 70-hour editing range for a 9-minute video.
Well, it was a wedding made for a wedding video as per se too, not for YouTube, but still. That
one took off, but it certainly didn't take off at the beginning, and I had lots of them in the same thing. I'd put 30 hours in a video and get 45 views. It was it just, I didn't want to do it anymore. I'd given up by Christmas. I had tons of video to go out, and I didn't even want to do it. I just said, honestly, to hell with it. I'm not going through this anymore. And then we see that Peter McKinnon video, and he was the one saying about the apocalypse and where you started and get back on it, and that actually kind of got me thinking, and it's been a growing.
It just surprised me too with your channel, especially because you have pretty good following on Twitter and
exactly.
Facebook,
that's what I meant to bring that up too. Yeah, that's
what kind of puzzles me.
We have, between Dark Shadow Ghost Tours and PANICdVideos.com, we have almost 16,000 followers.
Yeah,
right. So,
but to get like on Facebook, to get them to come and create a YouTube account and subscribe to the channel, it's like getting a root canal. I can't get them to do it. So every time I put out a video, I have to post it out onto the Facebook, then post a link underneath of it so they can watch it on Facebook. It's like, it's a different demographic. And we've asked, well, I have, she just kind of, but I've asked, hey, come over and subscribe to the channel and everything, because quite frankly, Facebook anymore, with having that many followers, you have to spend big money for them to see your posts. And
for sure.
I don't want to do that, I really don't. And I'd rather just a video pops up, boom, people watch it, then move on to the next, because we've covered 18 locations and we have 196 to cover. So I want to focus on the content and just keep chugging along. So hopefully we'll get to that point. If I get to a point where I put out a video and I get 100 views, I'm happy. And we actually hit that. I don't know how, but we hit that with the interview we did with Jeff Mudgett.
We're putting up you guys' link again, guys. That's in the chat. If you haven't checked them out already, you got to check them out and tell your friends. That's an amazing channel. Really, really good entertainment, not to, very entertaining to watch, and also very educational. You'll not realize you're being educated.
That's right.
You'll learn history without even knowing it, and that's what makes it extra sweet. But definitely check them out. As you can see, you've seen tonight with them lots of integrity in their work. So please.
What about Twitter? You have a couple thousand followers there. Like, do you regularly tweet your video out? Like, because Twitter would be more responsive to having viewers on your YouTube than Facebook.
I tweet it out once and then I'll retweet. I think what my problem is right now, to be honest with you, is I'm putting out too many videos. Like, I don't leave them set. Okay. Right. So here's the problem that we have. They say your video should be short. Okay. Well, the first one that we did, that covered the history, the paranormal claims, the folklore, our experiences, and why it's haunted. Okay. That video was 1 hour and 20 minutes. Well, that's too long. That's way too long. I mean, we lose the viewers. So then I thought, okay, I'll break it up. That's how I created that ghost story and folklore, which covers the stories and the folklore and the paranormal claims. That comes out on Tuesdays. And then Friday we do a our location video where we kind of like tie it together. And then in between, like I said, she takes pictures. So like I'll do a photo video for the location. If we have paranormal evidence where we found something, that comes out on a Wednesday, you know. So, but I think like this past week, I had 6 videos. Every 6 days I put out a video, and I think I'm not letting them sit long enough so that people could, you know, wait for the next one, you know.
Posting anything in 24 hours after posting it, because the next video bumps down the previous one. It kind of hides it.
I'll give you an example. You know the promo video that we put up today with you guys? Did you see it?
Yes.
Well, that one, oh, that's right.
I did. She did.
That will get bumped. That's why we take it offline when we start with you guys for the live stream, because that one's, some people might see it, but mostly it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. YouTube's grabbed the new video, which is the live stream, and is pushing that one like crazy, and the other one doesn't exist.
So if you put something out and then you put the next one next day, but it's only like, say, 20 hours after, well, you're losing that video.
For that 4 hours. Like,
you know?
I think that's what I'm doing wrong, and I got to figure that out. You know, how I'm going to do that. And one thing that we did too, and people seem to like it, but it also hurts us, you know, like we did it twice. We did the Kinsman House and the Hotel Conneaut. Now, here's a problem that we have. If we still have paranormal people in the chat, they'll relate to this. All right, so when you go out and do a paranormal investigation, let's say it's 4 hours of investigating a location. We'll go with a video camera. She has a recorder. I have a recorder. Sometimes we had a third recorder, okay? So there's 4 different devices for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's a lot of media to sit and go through, and to move on to the next location and keep going. We literally have months of stuff over all the different places we've been to review. So I get this idea to have content and to keep people engaged and listen to it. Hey, why don't I put all of our raw material out on our channel and let people sit there and be our reviewers? They could listen on the headphones. Do you hear anything? Do you see anything? And do something like that. So we did Hotel Conneaut the week before, a couple of weeks ago. It was 28 videos. Wow. You know, and it kind of like bumped everything out of the way. So I'm thinking maybe I need to create like a second channel just for that investigation review stuff.
That's what I would think, because that stuff will clutter your channel.
Yeah.
And then bring over the meat of it that they find, bring it over. And you never know. YouTube is funny. It's as fickle as can be. Now, all of a sudden, don't be surprised. You might put that there and they go and gravitate to that channel. You know, and it's off all of a sudden. That has happened before, too. It's not an exact science. And I use the example with the algorithm. I always say I'm not the tinfoil hat guy. I don't believe their AI is going to take over the world anytime soon, but I definitely believe their AI grows ahead of them, and the engineers are always kind of playing catch up a bit.
Oh, absolutely. You have that with Google search, too.
Yes, exactly. You know? They have it under control, but every time there's a good-sized glitch goes out, you know what happened. The cow's out in the pasture again. So,
well, I'll tell you what the problem is with these AIs and stuff like that is because people figure them out and figure out how to hack them.
Yep.
So then the programmers go in there and say, well, I'm going to beat that, and they'll change the logarithm and change the game for all of us that's trying to do it right. You know, and then it's like, okay, now we got to figure this out again. I had that with Google search, you know, when I was doing SEO stuff for businesses and everything. It's like every, 6 months or so, they're changing how you're supposed to optimize a web page and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Which quite frankly, that's what PANICdVideos was. It was my my training ground. I would figure stuff out on that website, get it working, and then I would duplicate it for all my business clients.
Oh, that's cool.
So actually, if you search paranormal database, we're in the top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. And how long ago did you stop doing it on that channel? Is it long ago or
what? The PANICD?
Are you still? Yeah.
PANICd.com is optimized for paranormal database on Google.
Right, but you said before, oh, I see what you mean now. You were playing with the algorithm, but always kept that site like it was.
Yeah.
And you play with
it Google search. Yeah.
Yes.
Google
now
search.
I get what you're saying. Sorry.
That was his. That was his
my
test
bed.
thing.
Right.
So if you figure out how to title pages and different things like that, then I'll duplicate that for clients. So
I think your YouTube channel, I'm just looking through it again, is paranormal. Really, like some of the videos are 3,000. 2,000 6,000 views, and some of them has like only few.
Yeah.
Well, the ones with the high 1,000 views, I cheated. I paid for advertisement on them.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Everybody's
still,
yeah.
I mean, even with all the support that you have on other social media, I'm just baffled.
Why? Well, yeah, that's the same as the girl we had on last night.
You have tags, you have everything else, so it's not. Yeah, it's just really paranormal, or I don't know what you want to call it, but it's. And look at the thumbnails. I love your thumbnails.
Well, see, that's the thing too. Is with the big, I've been going on getting the channel reviews and following all the big guys on YouTube and all that, and trying to ask them is like, how do I convert my other social media, which is quite large, over to YouTube? How do I do this? Has anybody ran into this problem? And I'm like, I don't get anywhere with them. So I'm going to tell you folks, once I figure it out, I'll be doing a video on it.
The thing that I can tell definitely, and since you do have a good audience on Twitter, is to tweet it out more than once. Like if you have seen today just the video about you going live, there was a promo video, there was a poster, there was a direct link that was retweeted. I am retweeting all the retweets that other people are doing if it's tagged. There's a GIF mentioning the link. So, just one video gets like 8 to 10 at least different tweets just on our timeline itself, because the tweet is live for around an hour, because it's like a running tab, right? So once an hour passes, there's going to be too much information. People most likely are not going to see it unless they search purposely for it. So if you want to get into that hour, you have to be tweeting quite often, almost every hour about it. So if you put the video out, what I would do is try to get content the most around it, like take a screenshot of it and post it with a link, share it directly from YouTube, retweet it, retweet your own tweet, but have a couple of times, because once, unfortunately, it just doesn't work.
So that brings up something. Can I talk about that another website?
Sure.
The one I was actually talking, I don't know who I was talking to on Twitter.
Me.
Yep. The virtual ghost hunt.
Yeah.
Okay, so the virtual ghost hunt, I saw this. There's another site out, I think it's Spotted Ghost. They're in the UK. And I saw them doing this. And I thought, there's nothing here in the US for small YouTubers that's like that. And basically what it is it's set up that it will tweet a random video every hour. So there's a database that I created that's set up, and I invite other paranormal YouTubers to submit their video links. It goes into this database, and randomly every hour it'll pick a video and tweet it out. And then in between there, like every half hour, it sends out a meme or a link to a paranormal article or something like that. And then I'm going to work on building up that Twitter account so it helps all of us paranormal YouTubers promote our videos.
Yeah,
so
that's a great idea.
That's the idea behind it, because even like in our case, they say you put out a video and it like dies, after a while. But in reality, all of our videos, if I get that same formula going, they're different locations. So I don't see why ours would, die. I mean, we're moving on to a different location every week. At least we're trying to, unless we go back. But, those videos are always going to stay there. And that's the documentation for us being at that location. So that was my idea behind Virtual Ghost Hunt. And I'm working with a couple other paranormal YouTubers to kind of get that off the ground and get that going.
And I take it you have all your tags in order, all that stuff.
Yeah, they do. That's what I'm so puzzled.
Oh, you worked on the tag.
Yeah.
Also redoing even just your thumbnails once in a while can really stir up a video.
Well, they were saying that my thumbnails, I heard this today, they were saying my thumbnails had too much text on them. So actually this one I put out today before we got with you guys, I took all the text off besides Our Haunted Travels, the most recent one, and it just has the picture. So I want to see what that does. I don't know. That is,
another thing too that I find works a lot, and people talking as well, and I've done it myself, is the gray area, because it's we're not a specialty channel, so we don't have as much of it, but most specialty channels do. And as you guys, what you do, I would also suggest going to see some decent travel channels that could kind of tie a bit into the paranormal, because you guys do on locations and stuff. Go to a channel and start looking through their contacts and find, like, looking ones you think might be interested in what you do. Like, I have a written message that I write, you know, I always watch the video and talk about what they've done. But then I have a, you know, I hope maybe you can come by and visit us as well. And then I tell them we're a husband-wife team out of Montreal. We do videography, blah, 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 blah. And I find that works a lot too. And the more gray area you get, you have your core. And then the gray areas sometimes are almost more supportive than the core parts.
Yeah. We've gained most of our subscribers by doing stuff like this. And I call it like virtual networking. You know what I mean? You're going out, you look at other channels. I mean, we're subscribed to, I don't know how many channels, but, you know, that's who we are. We just like all kinds of different stuff. So, you know, and I'll pop on their live chats, say hi, you know, that kind of thing. And, you know, that's what we're getting.
You got good content. We're looking at your Twitter following, and then with your YouTube.
Well, yeah, and our YouTuber is like 700 and some, so that's why. I really think that you should try. Let's say for a week. First of all, try not to post anything, you know, in 24 hours twice on YouTube. But second of all, try and just keep tweeting your own out. Because I see you have a lot of content on your Twitter and you have a lot of great base, but there is very little of your own videos out there. Like if I scroll down now, probably 1 out of the 10 maybe is yours, you know. It's great for followers on Twitter, but if your aim right now is YouTube, at least some more views than you have now, then I would be tweeting more of your videos. And even the older ones, just pick them up and tweet them out. I don't know, 3 of them a day, retweet it. Tag us in, we'll tweet something, you know, tag people in. Just get it more exposure.
Ask your Twitter followers to help you with that. Tell them, you know, be honest with them. I'm looking some help. I want to grow my channel. If I put some stuff out, maybe you guys can help us, you know, retweet it out. It can really, sometimes a video can shoot like that. Try to pick, if you're doing this to revamp it, try to stay away from your longer videos.
Yeah.
If you know.
Don't do those hour and 20-minute ones.
The 20-minute ones, yeah, that's a lot better to play it 10. But if you have 20 and that's your like smaller ones, then yeah, do the 20s.
Because you have amazing base on Twitter, and that's you know, it's hard to do that. You already have it, so you just have to utilize it in order to bring them to YouTube.
Well, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'll give anything in the world to make it work. I just want to be able to hit. I put out a video, boom, it hits 100 views. I'll be happy. You know,
maybe you could help us with Twitter and we could help you with YouTube.
Hey, not a problem. We'll talk off the air. I'll tell you my secret.
There you go. I would love some help with Twitter, and then we could do like cooperation with that.
I'll tell you what our problem is, and this is because we're not really, how can I say this, sociable.
Yeah. I suck at being friends.
We work all day. We're sociable with people at work. We work crazy hours. We don't have kids. Can you tell? Okay. We have 1,500 kids that we got to deal with. But, you know, like today, you know, she left work, had to come home, change, run the prom, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So as far as like being sociable, that to create that interactivity is a challenge,
right?
You know, because we're learning as we do it, you know, that kind of thing. So my Twitter stuff, to create that, I don't know. Facebook was easy for us because, especially Dark Shadow Ghost Stories that has 7,400 different followers, those are people that come to our murder mystery dinners that we put on for 250 people. You know, and you guys are photographers. We're photographers too. We do green screen photography. So everyone that come to that event got a picture, and then I took those pictures and posted them on Dark Shadow Ghost Stories, which they would tag, and it would just go crazy and nuts. You know, but to do that on Twitter and do it now with YouTube,
it's different.
We got to dial that in and figure that out. You know, I could get the followers, but to create that interactivity and to keep things flowing, to me, I never even thought of putting out the same video multiple times during the day. I never even thought of it, because there's some people that I follow in the paranormal world that have like 5, 6 different accounts. It's the same thing over and over and over and over, and it drives me insane.
Right.
But it's like a book that's coming out constantly from different accounts. I keep unfollowing them and another one pops up. But, you know, but if it's just that same, you know, we got to dial it in like Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then go live Saturday or something like that. Yeah. This has been my struggle since November.
Let's try it. I would love to, you know, help you out with that, because I know we don't have like millions of views, but still, you know, there's a lot of interaction on our videos. So if we can help you with that, because I think you know, you deserve more than what you have on now. The time and, you know, the education that you put in your videos is worth watching. So I would love to help you with what we can, you know. We don't know everything, but at least what we do know we can share.
I think we don't have a problem with content.
Oh, definitely not.
We got a ton of content.
Exactly.
Your content is amazing.
It's
you just need more people to see it.
That's right.
That's the thing. Is like, I love spending the time and making the videos. Even her and I, like last night, I'm like, honey, we got to record the video for tomorrow night. We sat on the couch and like half of it I had to throw out. I want to put a blooper reel out. Half of it we throw out because we were just sitting there, just, you know, like you guys, the banter between husband and wife. It was so much fun. Yeah. And then sometimes we're like at each other's throat, you know, but you know,
we don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, that's marriage, you know, as long as you don't deal with it. But it's fun, you know, you just sit down and do it. And like, even we'll be in the car and I'm like, hey, turn the thing on, let's record a vlog here real quick or something like that. That's so much fun doing that. But when you put it out, nobody sees it. It's like, okay, you know, if somebody can get over that part of it and just say, I'm just going to do it and keep doing it out there, they're going to be successful at some point. I'm just not there yet. You know,
that was the hardest thing. That's when I gave up around Christmas time. Like, I was so sick of putting my heart and soul, because this is where I get to play, especially. This is where I get to do everything that I don't get to do for customers and stuff that I really love doing. And to keep doing that and having nobody watching it was the worst, most disheartening feeling there is in the world. And everybody thinks you're doing this because you want to make money at it. And I'd love to make money at YouTube like anybody, but it's not my dream. My real dream was for people to go and say, wow, I love what you're doing, and see like a 4-line comment about what I've done.
Yes.
I appreciate it. It's such an amazing feeling, you know, and when that started coming, because yes, there's people going to say sub like 44, you know, a bunch of garbage in the middle. But there's always a couple of people that really say something that make you feel good about what you've done. And that's going to come for you guys. It's just some rebranding.
Yeah.
I could take over your Twitter for YouTube
for
a couple of days.
Hey, no problem. Go ahead, take it over. I'll just sit back and make videos.
That's what I do.
Yeah. I'm the one managing the social accounts and all the sharing. So if anything, that's me. And he's a creator. So.
Well, like, talk about rebranding. I mean, we never did not only never did a live cast till just over a month ago. We had never appeared in front of a camera till just a month ago. This was a complete fluke that fell right kind of into our lap, and not that we're making millions off of it.
No,
but yeah,
we weren't planning it at all. Like, we did, we always were on the other side of the lens, and you know, as you said, photographers, you know that as well. It's so different when you are on the other side to be inside.
It is.
You know? It's like we're like, oh no. That's why when you told me today, oh, we're nervous to come on live, I'm like, I understand, because we were the same.
Like, we never even did a vlog before. We've never appeared in front of a camera. It was.
Yeah, and I've taken hundreds of thousands of pictures. I hate being in pictures.
Yes, yes.
You know, because I'm the other side. I'm looking.
It feels the creative side. Yeah.
We did a vlog because, like, at Easter time, the pictures that we do like pictures with the Easter Bunny, pictures with Santa Claus, or event pictures. You know, we don't do like professional stuff. It's our cameras are awesome. They take the pictures. I don't even know how to do aperture and all that other stuff, you know. So
somebody's holding that. I do believe that it's a photographer taking picture, not the camera, though. No matter what
Whatever. But we did a vlog interviewing the Easter Bunny. You know, and we put that out there. You know, it's just kind of, we like doing that kind of fun.
He doesn't take most of the pictures though.
No, I can't. I don't know what you guys, we use Nikon DSLRs, and it has the little view thing. You know, I can't see in the thing without I don't even have my glasses on, but I can't even see the focus. So I just hold in the thing, let it autofocus, and I just kind of frame it in. I hope they're smiling. I don't really care. I'll take about 12 of them, but she's better at it. So
I do most of the photography.
The one golden rule that Xenia and I have is we never shoot from face level. We always shoot from chest, from the side, shoulder, but never. There's the old expression: if you had 100 people and said there's a tree, take a picture of it, 95 will do this. The 5 photographers will put it somewhere else on their body when they're shooting it. You always go for the angle that nobody else would usually go for.
I like to go down on the floor and take a picture.
Good for you.
I like to do those ones.
Yep.
Most things I'll do, you know, here, but I will do some occasionally from other places. But if I do it from anywhere, I like the floor.
You said you guys do weddings?
Yeah.
Well, God bless you, dealing with the brides. We did 3 of them, and I said no more.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But we really try to do it on a personal, like kind of get in a personal level. So by the time their wedding day comes, it's a very personal interaction. So for them, it feels more like a friends taking pictures, although it's not. And for us, that way, it is more easier to go with the day.
Well, I have a marketing and promotions background and web design, and Xenia has a psychology background. So that's where the two of us kind of put our talents together, I guess.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah. But I wanted to ask you, we were talking about pictures. I mean, obviously, now people are editing, photoshopping all the paranormal activity into it, and you can hardly believe in it. But there have been different pictures from, 1920s and older pictures where people have seen sightings in photography. Have you seen any of the pictures that you have taken in the, like you say, you take pictures a lot in the location? Have you cited anything that you would say, well, that was...
Do we have pictures of paranormal evidence? Yeah. Is that what you're saying? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We have well over... I know this number because we had a hard drive crash.
Oh no!
And I had to recover. But we have well over 147,000 pictures of just locations that we've been to, and we do have paranormal evidence. And I know one that we're going to be doing here in a couple of weeks. We're going to do the Queen Mary, a collab with another gentleman out in California. He's actually going there to investigate. But it's a picture that Marianne took. Now, when we take, and you guys can relate to this, but when we take pictures for paranormal investigation, what we do is we take 3 to 5 pictures, same location, as fast as that flash will recharge. Okay? So we take them at the same because that'll show if you're picking up lens flare, from a window or a mirror or something, it'll be in all 5 pictures. Okay. Right. But if you're seeing movement of orbs or shadows or something like that in that sequence of those 3 to 5 pictures, then we say it's potential paranormal evidence.
Because we can't explain why it's different.
Yeah, so we have a video out there that's a really good one that we did from the Stanley Hotel that shows pictures. The claim is that they see apparitions in the, what's the name of the room? I call it the casino, but it's not.
The conservatory? Or is that what you're talking about?
The room, like the auditorium.
The conservatory?
Whatever. And so the claim is they see apparitions sitting at the chairs, okay? And the pictures I took shooting over the balcony, you could see the orbs moving from chair to chair to chair to chair. But
there is really no scientific explanation to that between how the camera captures the light.
Well, it's pitch black where we're at. Okay. So if it's picking up orbs, it could be dust. It could be
a bug.
It could be moisture. It could be whatever. However, when you know, they do say that orbs is like a spirit trying to manifest that will turn into an orb first and whatever. And if you zoom in on those pictures, you can actually see a face within an actual orb. And some of them in the photographs look like they're emitting their own light. So when you see them at different colors and things like that, and you see movement of them, you know, dust is still affected by gravity or something blowing it. And if we were up in the balcony shooting all the way down an auditorium and the chairs were in the front, so that flash probably wouldn't even pick up dust moving from chair to chair to chair to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you look at it from that standpoint, there are thousands of pictures, don't get me wrong, that we throw out that says, oh, it could have been the reflection off the mirror, or this was dust, or this was moisture, or whatever. We don't put them out, because if we know, oh, it was raining that night, okay, that's probably rain or whatever. But that particular one at the Stanley, I know for a fact the doors were closed, it was pitch black dark, you know, and it relates to the claims of those apparitions starting to manifest like they're watching a concert. So yes. And then she's got one that she got was really good from the Queen Mary. I started talking about
the Queen Mary and jumped to Stanley. I noticed
I do that. The brain's kind of whatever. But it's a black mass going across the swimming pool. You know, the first picture wasn't there. You know, second picture showed up, third picture it was gone. So that kind of thing.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, kind of strange anomaly.
Wow.
That's really cool.
One question: all this information that you have gathered through, and you know, the more deeper belief, even maybe than you had before, has it gotten you any closer to understanding the afterlife?
Maybe for me a little bit. I do believe that there's something for us afterwards. You know, I have a strong belief in God, and we're going to move on somewhere. I don't want to believe that once we check out, we're just put in the ground and everything's lights out, because that's kind of sad. But from the things that we've experienced, like even on those personal residential investigations, yeah, it for me it has. I don't know, I don't want to speak for you, you know, but it gave me a better understanding of what's going on after we leave here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
And for you?
Here we go. Skeptic. Lights out. You're done.
I don't think that it's changed very much. There's still things that I still can't explain, but I just haven't found a way to explain it yet. But as far as changing my beliefs in the afterlife, no, it hasn't. So
she does have belief, you know, even though she's science, she does have a belief in God, Christianity, things like that, which kind of hard for her because she has to teach both ends of the spectrum. But
I don't really think it's hard for me, because, you know, everybody has belief systems, things that they believe, but they
she's
can't
a freak
prove.
of nature anyways when it comes to
oh my
she
God.
really is. She really is. Here's a scientist that believes in the afterlife. Most are agnostic, and it's like, oh no, it's okay. I could tell you so many other things, but it's just not normal.
They're cracking up over there.
Oh my God, I never learned so much. So how long did you say you worked for Hallmark?
Oh my God, you're so funny.
Oh my God, that was horrible.
That was so hilarious.
Oh my God, I can't. Oh, my eyes are watering.
No, but in a way, you're right. Yes.
In a way, you're right that she's a freak of nature.
I'm an Irishman.
That believes in God and in afterlife.
You guys are joining together.
Well, you know, I guess I am too. I'm an Irishman that doesn't drink. So go figure that out.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that was.
Andrew's crying.
And just the way it came out, like it was such a compliment, you know.
See, it doesn't even faze me because literally he tells me that all the time.
It's a show of love.
It is.
Do you guys know who Jeff Mudgett is?
No.
Okay, you heard of H.H. Holmes?
Yes.
Okay, H.H. Holmes' real name was Herman Mudgett. Okay, Jeff Mudgett is the great-great-grandson of H.H. Holmes. So last week we did videos all about H.H. Holmes and Jeff Mudgett and this trip we went on to Chicago. We did an interview with Jeff Mudgett. Okay. Now Jeff Mudgett has dedicated his life once he found out that H.H. Holmes, this dastardly, serial killer, was his great grandfather. Yeah. He's dedicated his life to research it and figure it out and give back to the victims' families and try to find out answers whether they're missing.
Were they really his victims?
Actually
what happened to them?
So he's seen and experienced a lot of creepy stuff. Okay. She freaked him out during our interview. If you watch that interview, she brought up something about touching something he needs. You could just see his face just drop. And I'm like, man, I'm sorry. This went a little too far.
Actually, his quote was, "No, that'd be just over the top."
That's just over the top. So it was a great-great-grandson of H.H. Holmes. She freaked him out. So,
it's all good.
That's so good. You guys are so amazing. Oh my God. It's been so fun getting to know you. This is why we like live streaming. It's right here once again. And this is that time of night where you really see it all come together. You get to know people so much more than what they do on Twitter, YouTube and that. You guys are really amazing. I love the dynamic between the two of you. I believe in the yin-yang effect very much in life. And you guys are definitely yin-yang.
Definitely yin and yang. Trust me.
But that's good. It's good.
But she's coming over to the dark side. But she brings me to her side a little bit. I got her going to rock and roll concerts. When we first started dating, she was only listening to classical music. Last year we went and saw Kiss. We're going to ZZ Top, Yeah.
I can't say that, I get real excited over electric guitar, but
you're starting to get a bit of the idea.
But I can live with it.
She sings along with
At least
classic
she
rock.
to jazz full time. It was classical, so I'm going to give her extra props for that. So
yeah.
I tease Xenia because she likes classical too. So.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong, I like classical too, but
yeah. It's a time and a place for everything.
Well, it's kind of hard to go see Beethoven in concert.
Hey, there would be something for you.
Oh my God, that would go viral. Imagine if you could do that.
That would be, that'd be cool.
Go do an EVP session with Beethoven.
Yeah.
Although he couldn't hear us, so.
Together,
yeah. So are you guys as stressed as you were when we started the stream?
No,
I was stressed because okay, I'm the tech guy. All right.
He needs to make sure it all works.
Right.
We actually I moved stuff around today, and I wasn't even sure Google Hangouts would even work, and I had a backup plan to go out on a laptop and all kinds of stuff. So that was what was stressing me out.
I wish I had known, then we would have just did a dry run today just for you to try it.
That's all right. It worked.
That's good.
That's one thing that's, even though we've been doing it a short time, it's amazing how now we can sit here and we can read people and move them around a little bit, and then you start to see them become more calm and that. It is.
That didn't sound well.
Well, they do. They got people when they get nervous, they tend to stray a bit, and that's what was done with us when we first started. Now, us to be able to get other people to feel comfortable, it's nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
And you
as far as getting on the camera and doing our live streams, recording the videos, you know, that kind of stuff, I really don't have a problem. Now, and I'll tell you why. Okay, here's a prime example. And I learned this a long time ago, okay? Somebody, a mentor of mine a long time ago, told me that whatever your weakest point is, if you work at it long enough, it's going to be your strongest, okay? Right. So growing up, I was a computer geek. You know, I was happy sitting behind the computer. You know, at age 13, I got my first computer, and that was a long time ago. Okay. So this was an old computer, a really old computer. So, you know, I was happy. Like I was asking about video games. I played video games. I was a nerd big time. When I got into my career, I had to learn quickly in order to keep my job, how to get up in front of people and speak. And that was horrifying for me. It still is to this day, you know, because it just stems back to, you know, being nervous. I have to have that presentation completely, you know, down, memorized, all this other stuff, everything in place. You know, I guess I'm OCD about it when you come to it too. But when it comes to doing like the murder mystery dinners and doing these videos and doing the live things, once it starts, it's like, let's have fun. You know, I could stand up in front of 250 people and make a fool of myself and have a great time. But leading up to that starting point, I am a nervous wreck, ain't I? That the last one that we did, I was sick because we didn't do it for like a year and a half leading up to it. But you know, just making sure everything's in place, everything's ready to go. You know, because I basically produce them. Marianne did the last one because I was having health issues. But once it clicks and you know show starts, I have a great time. It's just leading up to that point and making sure everything's working and making sure that camera's working. Oh crap, the internet's out, or you know this light needs charge and all that. That just drives me insane. That's why I hate it.
That's why we embrace the fact that our shows never start out the way they're supposed to, and it's kind of
our tradition.
It feels like coming home now. That's not
all of our beginnings, you got to see there's camera flying and stuff is going. Like because we forgot to switch off the volume, like it's just and it's always something different. So now we just don't even try. I think as hard because it's part of it.
No, that's how you get all your nerves out. Is that first minute while the song plays on the way in. So, well, guys, listen.
I have one more question.
Yep.
She's like me. One more thing.
One more question.
For a dessert, for those of us who believe in all that, can you tell us one story for the night, like a paranormal story,
a creepy story?
Yes.
You want to hear the ghost stories and folklore? All right, let me think of one. What's a good one?
Everybody remembers my opening one for tonight. One more for the road. Google Hangouts. That's how bad our openings are. That's why we said that was the scariest thing.
How about the story of Jenny Wade?
Okay.
You ever hear of Jenny Wade?
No.
Okay. All right. We haven't done this video yet, so.
And it's been a long time.
She's going to correct me as I do this because that's how this works. All right. So, all right. The story of Jenny Wade. You guys know about Gettysburg, right? The Battle of Gettysburg, American Civil War. Okay. So the Battle of Gettysburg took place July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of 1863. Or two. Two or three. I think it's two. Okay. All right. On the second day of the battle, Jenny Wade and her family went to their sister's house. They actually called it the Jenny Wade house, but it wasn't her house. It was her sister's house because they thought they would be out of the way of the battle. They weren't going to be anywhere near what was going on. And the problem is her sister was pregnant. So her mom and Jenny Wade and her brother, right? or both brothers?
There was a ward they had.
Okay, yeah, a ward. So they went to Jenny Wade's sister's house, McLennan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
McLennan.
Because she was about to give birth. Now, while they were there,
her name was Georgia.
Yeah, while they were there, Jenny Wade would get up in the morning and bake bread for the soldiers. Now, the soldiers during the Civil War just had hardtack they eat.
Right.
And that's like nasty stuff.
Yeah.
So they would come around to the McLennan house because they know Jenny Wade was going to make them bread and she was going to give them bread, and they had fresh, you can imagine, right? So the second day of the battle, and none of the battles took place in the Civil War in the morning. It was always after lunch. Okay, go figure. I don't know why. But, if they would all get up, they would have breakfast, tear down camp, whatever, and it was like after lunch when the battles would start. So this was early in the morning. She was baking bread like she normally did. And down the street is another house called the Farnsworth House. It's actually a bed and breakfast now. Up in the attic of the Farnsworth House were the Louisiana sharpshooters. And they were just sighting in their muskets,
right,
getting ready for battle, and they were using the doorknob of the McLennan house on their sights. Okay, they fired off around, and it went through the shut door and hit Jenny Wade in the back and killed her instantly. She's the only civilian that was killed during the Gettysburg battle, and that was taboo during the Civil War to even mess with civilians. She was the only one that was killed. She's the only woman besides Betsy Ross who has an American flag that flies over her grave 24/7 that is taken care of by the U.S. government. Okay.
Oh, wow. So cool.
And hers is actually bigger than the one at Betsy Ross's.
Yes, it is.
Her flag is bigger.
Yes, it is. Okay. So that's not the creepy part. Here comes the creepy part. All right. So Jenny Wade died. They put her out and buried her in the backyard. Okay.
After they sat with her in the basement for the remainder of the battle.
Right.
Really?
Now, the soldiers actually went into the basement from the far side, went down into
it was a duplex.
It's like a duplex. Yeah, that house is. So they carried her body up the steps to the other side. They dug through the hole. It was a brick wall. They dug through the brick wall with their muskets, got through the brick wall, went down the other side, out the back. They buried her in the backyard. Now, here's the story that goes along with Jenny Wade. What are the names? There's two guys. I forget their names. Let's call them Friend 1 and Friend 2, okay? Because I forget their names.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's been so long. You go ahead. Keep your
Friend
story.
1, Friend 2. The three of them, friends.
John Culp was one of them, and then her fiance with I forget her fiance.
Anyways, the three of them were friends since childhood, and one of them was, they say, like fiance to Jenny Wade. They were like betrothed, but he went off to war. The other one moved from Gettysburg down to a place in, I believe it was Virginia, not far. The furniture company that he worked for relocated. Skelly, yeah. And he just moved because of work. Well, the problem is when the war broke out, they called up the militia. Now, the local militia, was kind of like a bowling team, back then, drinking buddies, moose lodge, whatever you want to call it. They got together. Well, when they called up the militia, he was forced to be on the south instead of the north side.
Because of where he lived.
And he just moved because of work. It wasn't beliefs, north and south, slavery, that whole thing. All right. The other one went off and fought for the north, the one that was betrothed to Jenny Wade. And those two boys ran into each other. And the one that was betrothed gave him a letter and said, "Get this to Jenny." He was actually mortally wounded. And he says, "I need you to get this to Jenny, this note." okay, because I'm not going to make it. And he passed away. So the other one actually fought in Gettysburg for the South. Okay, Gettysburg's in the north. That's kind of like where the line was. And after the Battle of Gettysburg, he didn't know that Jenny Wade had died. And he tried to make his way to the Jenny Wade house. He got mortally wounded. And, you know, since he was from Gettysburg and there was family from Gettysburg, they basically told him, hey, it was a cousin or brother?
I thought it was his uncle.
Uncle.
But go ahead.
Anyways, hey, he's out there on the battlefield. You better go get him, you know, because they're Confederates were treated horribly in Gettysburg. You better go get him. All right. So here are the claims. The claims is that they see Culp walking towards the Jenny Wade house because he's trying to deliver that message.
Trying to deliver the letter.
Okay, trying to deliver the message to Jenny Wade. They didn't know that she died. Neither one of them knew that she died. In the basement of the house, and this ties to Eastern State Penitentiary as well, Jenny Wade's father found money in the street and he kept it. Okay, back then that was a crime. Since he didn't turn it in, they called it theft.
Because it wasn't his.
Well, they weren't very wealthy, the family, so he just kept it. And people were asking, where are you getting all this money for drinks and all this other stuff? And he admitted that he found money. They sentenced him to Eastern State Penitentiary, which is the worst prison ever. And it made him go nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah. So he didn't know that Jenny Wade had passed away too. So there's reports of him in the house looking for Jenny Wade. In the house, there's also reports of Jenny Wade herself that she died so traumatically that she didn't realize that she was shot. And she haunts the Jenny Wade house too. So all three of those and that whole story all ties together just to this tiny little house and that event that took place on the second Battle of Gettysburg.
Yeah, and the morning that Jenny died, her sister had the baby, and she looked around at her mom and her sister, and she said, "If any of us should die today, let it be me."
Wow.
Yeah,
and then she died, just not even an hour later.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess it wasn't real spooky, but it's true.
But I have a tie off of that. So remember, he mentioned the house down the street.
Yeah.
The Farnsworth house.
Well, we actually stayed at the Farnsworth house overnight a couple of times.
Oh.
And, you know, I'm that skeptic that wants to find the truth, right? Okay. So something that a lot of people have is paranormal experiences is, you know, someone is holding you down while you sleep. You know, you can't get up. That's sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I had that too. Yeah.
So we were staying in one of the haunted rooms in the Farnsworth house, and we went to sleep, and I woke up to the feeling of something holding me down. And I couldn't move my arms, but I could move my leg. And so I started to move my leg to try to sweetheart, you know, wake him up, to let him know something was, you know, holding me down. There was a ghost something was holding me down. And I woke up.
She dreamt
I dreamt that I had sleep paralysis.
So weird. Oh my God.
In the haunted building that ties to that story, because the Louisiana sharpshooters were there.
We could go further on that story. The Louisiana sharpshooters were actually caught not far behind the Jenny Wade house, and they were slaughtered. And that area back there is very active as far as paranormal claims and things like that. And actually, we are staying there this summer.
We are.
And we're going to do some investigations back in there. But yeah, that whole story, and I know I forgot half of it.
Yeah,
you know, but those videos aren't done yet.
So I was watching in the chat and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know? No, I like these more than just the sighting, you know, because these coincidental, I don't know, karma, destiny, energy, whatever things, and then they end up in you know, the energy still staying there or whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm really hooked on that usually, the coincidence or not, you know.
You see how there's a potential of haunting because all that is historically true. Now, here's the thing, how we piece that together. We actually went on three or four different ghost tours of different companies that put them on, and they all told like little bit different versions of that same story, and we went and did our research and actually pieced all that together to get the actual truth of what happened. And you know, so that's actually what we do. You know, we get that little tidbit of stuff, and then we kind of like got to delve further and like, oh man, I found this, oh, we did this, and you know, that kind of stuff, short of actually going to the library there. You know, we've heard the same thing on the day tours at the Jenny Wade house. We've done investigations at the Jenny Wade house, which we didn't catch anything, but we've researched Culp's Hill and all that stuff and books and, you know, all that, and pieced it together from different interviews and ghost tours and stuff like that. And that's pretty accurate story.
That's so cool.
Now here's the thing that I don't like about the paranormal shows. They did that on can I say the name of the show?
Don't say the name of the show.
Let's do the one with the pretty looking boy. Okay. If you know what I'm talking about. His butt was grabbed down in the basement. That was the highlight of the show. They didn't tell the whole tale of all of that, you know, but yeah, his butt was grabbed.
Oh my God almighty.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Pretty boy. Yeah.
We just, I know, I love the straight face. It's so funny. I love it. Guys, I think we're going to end it with you because we just had another flash here again, 2 of them. And I don't want to leave you guys stranded like the last time.
Not a problem.
Well, we've had a blast. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Guys,
well, I know I did.
Yes, my God, I could sit here all night with you. You know, I could ask questions and stories and share
I don't think you're done with her
experience.
yet. Let's just call it that. Your Twitter's going to be
share my experiences. I haven't started on that yet. So
come join us tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern on our live stream. We won't go for 3 hours though.
No.
Yeah, but at 6 we're at Halos, but at 5 we can.
Yeah,
make
maybe
it.
we can pop in for a few.
We can make it for 5 because at 6 we're on Halos and Heathens as guests on their podcast. But we can. Make
okay.
Oh,
yeah, they popped in on ours last week.
Yeah, that's right.
You're building community all the time and getting stronger. So
let's do that. Send us your
the link.
I'm putting it again. I'm put it already. Send us all the details. We would love to do that. Thank you so much. It was amazing. Amazing. We have to have you back again. This was crazy good.
It was such a pleasure. You guys are awesome to talk to, and really respect your integrity and what you do, and I truly mean that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So we have to get you out on a ghost hunt and make you a believer.
Well, there you go. I'm always open to it. Give it a try. You never know what could happen.
That's all we ask for. Open mind. See what happens
tonight. So.
You're talking about growing on YouTube. That's one clickbait that's going out, my friends. That's going to might even be chopped up tonight if the power stays on. That was too much of a coincidence.
All right.
Have a great night, guys.
Hey,
bye.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Bye now. Oh,
that was so cool. And I didn't get to tell any of my stories. We're not done yet with this.
No, we're done. Good, guys.
Tomorrow I'm going to share all my stories.
Oh, my God.
Who are you going to call? That's right. Hi, that's how I roll. By the way, for those of you who are here only for this part, there is the first part of the video before our lights went out tonight.
Yeah. But that's only the second time that's ever we got cut off.
Yeah.
One was an internet problem, and tonight was the power.
Yeah, we got haunted. Our stream got haunted, and it was talking about very specific subject. And we can't mention it because it might come off again.
Well, now I can say it.
No, you can't. It's going to go off again.
No.
Well, you never know.
I want to.
No, they got to go back and see it for themselves to know what you were talking about when it went out. So go back to, and I'm going to post the link again. You got to go back and check what he was talking about when it went out. This was really interesting.
Thank you, Jennifer. No, it was a lot of. This has been so amazing. If you go back and look at some of our videos we done since we started the live streams, it's unbelievable the range of guests we had from like all walks of life. That is to me is so amazing. It's not like all in one genre, one interest, one specialty channel.
Oh my God, that's.
I don't think there's two. I'm trying to even think if we have anything that are really connected so far.
Well, you know, there are some categories, maybe like paranormal activities is quite specific, and we are gonna have geeks on in 2 weeks, I think, just to share stories and trade secrets, so to say. But we have had some travel couples.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So more like in the category, you know, cars.
Yeah.
We had, but it's so. What is interesting so much, and we talked about it today again, is to understand the stories behind it. Like, obviously, you know, first we talk about the channel and what is about that and what is in the videos. But as you've seen today, we got much further than that. You know, the things that you wouldn't know about the channels when you watch their videos, and that's what it's all about. Is get to know that little. My favorite thing about the Biker Bushcraft that he's a romantic, and Uzulu is Greek.
Yes.
You know, did you know that? Things like that. I love it. It's really exciting. I start to understand why and no, I'm not claiming that we are. The talk show hosts are enjoying what they're doing, because you really get to discover. So much variety of the story,
and not just the story, but the people behind it is so unbelievable. So many layers to a person.
Yes,
and we wouldn't. If anything, we've gotten to bring to you guys is that's why I believe we have a good product, is that you get to meet people and really get to connect with them for that simple reason. That's what I'd say, the most proud of with this. Still wants to be. Oh my God, it's 20. You guys are amazing. You're troopers.
Guys, what are you doing on a Friday night?
I love it. Hey, you're spending with us. You've had a busy week and stuff like that, and honored to have you guys sit down with us and chat and ask questions, enjoy stories and stuff.
Did you want to send us them somewhere if we're ending it?
Yeah. Probably run it the next couple minutes. We'll bring it up just a bit, but. Is somebody here planning to have a live stream after?
If not, I'll just randomly choose.
Oh, I like that PANICdVideos. We made new friends tonight. It was awesome. Well, it was awesome having you here. Good to make friends with you as well.
Oh, okay. We have two options here. Okay. This is the first stream ever.
Oh, okay.
So we can just say
that. Well, we'll give everybody a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'll do
tell
that.
them that you can.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, it's great that you guys connected, and I hope that the community stays with you too. That's what usually happens with our family here. They're very active in watching the videos and enjoying the content. I love that you stayed.
You stayed on until he got off work.
That's so
thank
nice
you
so much. Yes, thank you.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and our New Zealand buddies also made it even after their lifeguarding course with the award that he got. So
Riverbend Longbow is outdoors. Are you going to do any new videos soon, Pusa? God willing, tomorrow Sunday night will be a new 3.5 minute one, like the living photo series, and this time will be Budapest.
Yeah.
And I do want to start getting into more video again like that. We've had a lot of things going on and off the camera, so I appreciate life, lots of life, as you guys too. Everything's happy here, but we do turn off the camera and got to get back to the real world sometimes. Sometimes I wish life was more like hanging out with you guys here, because it's definitely a big part of our day. This is the escape.
Yes, it is. It is definitely. It has become for us too.
and you guys too, that have such busy days and so much stuff going on, and so many things in your lives, to take your precious time and come and spend it with us. And we know, like, people say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the first half. I was at a graduation, or I got home from work." Even if you guys come in and say hi after a long day and you got to go, like, we appreciate each and every one of you, and it does really mean a lot. It really does. It makes you feel like it makes you feel good. I know I'm rambling right now, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, like we always say, life first.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter, we appreciate all the support, and we really appreciate when, as Andrew said, even if you just jump in and say a quick hi, but life first. This is life should be a priority, no matter what. And so whatever you have in your life.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate when you just even say hi, even for a minute.
We know your time is important and it's valuable. So any you share with us is greatly appreciated. And I hope we give you guys the kind of content that makes you feel like you walked away, that you've gotten something out of it. So,
ball caps, missing 2.5 men. Yes, the whole season already. And by the way, he said that it's actually pretty good that with that pretty boy there that I know.
Oh, yeah.
So I
can't get past him.
I'm willing to take a try.
And I know T-Strop was saying that maybe last night Get grabbed his butt in the basement.
I was thinking that too when I heard that. That was the first thing.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, we were laughing about that today in the car.
Juliet Miranda was saying about grabbing Bon Jovi's butt.
That's so funny. Yeah, no.
Oh my God. Parallel universes.
Well, thank you, our geek. We love yours too. We love all of you guys. I mean, we always get new ones coming in. We find some great stuff and a lot of regulars, which that's a really great thing. It's a great mix, because if it's all new all the time, you always feel like you're kind of milling through it. But to have a nice mix of a good foundation mixed with some new people coming in each night, I think it's quite a good setup.
And we miss you on Sundays.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. It's this weird feeling because we're so, we do this every evening. So it is part of our lives. It has become, and it's just so weird because it's that emptiness on Sunday. Like we do other stuff, but it's still like, aren't we like it's that connection that we have every night with you guys. Sundays is very noticeable that for us that we are not doing it for sure. That's why last week's Doodles by Doug Doodle, when you guys were on there, talking about us and doing Doug was doing the doodle, we weren't on because I didn't know that the stream was on. After I watched it, I was so touched by the whole process of it because we weren't there, and we were feeling that emptiness, and then you guys did that. I thought it was really amazing.
Locked and loaded 100%. I'm a new sub here. Look forward to watching and learning about your channel. I sense a lot of love and friendship in this live stream. Thank you. And that's so number one. That's exactly it. We couldn't ask for anything else besides the rolling homestead and wild edibles in Wisconsin. I will be live on Micro Homesteaders tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time. I hope that goes very well. Good luck to you. We'll try to catch it.
Yes.
I'm trying to do the time. I had 7 is
Central.
Yeah, 8. So we're on the same time tomorrow night. But if not, I will definitely try to go back and watch the replay.
So tomorrow, catch us at 5 Eastern at PANICd.
Yeah.
Live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern. Go and check Helos and Heathens. We're going to be together on recording their podcast and being live on YouTube. And on 8 p.m. Eastern, tune in to us. And if you're still not fed up of seeing our faces, and we're going to be here at 8 p.m. Eastern, as always.
River.
Oh my God! It's half of the day of live streaming. That's crazy.
The River Ben Longbows outdoors. Going to bed. Got to go mushroom hunting in the morning. Peace out. Peace out to you too, man. Good luck.
Which one is the good way? No, I just watched Darkest Hour. Okay, this one is good. I watched a movie, Darkest Hour, about Churchill and him deciding the process of to give up Britain or to fight with Hitler. for those of you who haven't seen him. And why I thought about this, because one of his picture and legendary in the magazine was the wrong way. So now I'm mixing it up, like it's supposed to be a bad sign, like a rude sign the other way.
Yeah, just always keep your other bent fingers towards your chest.
By the way, amazing movie. For those of you who love History Darkest Hour, really good. I really loved the acting and it was quite good. I really suggest watching it.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Oh my God, I didn't have anything to say. How did that happen?
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I do not believe you. I do not believe you.
Okay, so
is the other one gone, or is it just craft and stuff?
No, I think it's both. No, it's both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Saturday. 8 hours of Lunatic Dad streaming. Wow. He's really going on a marathon with it.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. But I can't believe we're going to be on so many times.
I know.
It's like,
I have to get a manager.
My God, 3, 2, 5 hours for us. Wow.
Pusa. Yeah.
And it's not our last name. It's actually the place where my mom grew up. It's around 50 kilometers from Russia border. My mom's in Latvia. My mom's birthplace. It's called Puša, and in dedication tribute to her, because she passed away in 2013. Andrew's idea, and thankful for that, was to dedicate the name of it to my mom. So
all right. Yep. You want to?
Which one? This is the first ever.
Do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be posting 2 links right there that you can go and check out the live streams that are going on right now. And if you go and check them out right now, just tell them that you're hopping in from our channel and give them a big hi.
Yep.
The first link is the first ever live stream for her. It's Blindly Honestly channel. That's her first live stream ever, so you can give her a thumbs up and support her. And just say that. Oh, they just finished, I think.
That's what I figured. Yeah, they usually come around.
Well, that's it then. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So tune in into Blindly Honestly chat. Tell them that you're coming from Puša Studios.
Yeah, show them some love.
Show her some love, thumbs up, and support her first live stream. We got to encourage people doing it. And we will see you back tomorrow.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, Panic D. 6 o'clock, Helos and Heathens. 8 o'clock, our channel right here. Keep on creating, guys.
Eastern time, guys. You have a great night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers and keep creating. Bye now.
Bye.